Technology in motion. Witness the power of modern engineering in action as machines conquer challenges. From cutting-edge precision to raw strength, this is innovation at its peak. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated. Let's dive right in. Just 1 second later, and we might not have seen him again. In this chaotic moment, a man was cutting down a coconut tree when the top suddenly snapped off, hurling him violently backward and putting his life at serious risk. Careful planning is essential when cutting a tree branch. Mixing trees with power lines is a recipe for disaster. Even a single branch coming into contact can trigger electrical reactions. Choose an appropriate position before cutting down a tree. Oh my God! Wow, there's no way he could have seen that coming. Tree cutting can be wildly unpredictable, reminding us just how risky it really is. Wow, are you alive? That was a close call. Honestly, I can't understand why some people take unnecessary risks. Just hire a professional. It'll save you from potential injuries and a possible trip to the hospital. Watch the jaw-dropping moment when this man was cutting a tree that had fallen on a tensioned wire. As he made the final cut, the wire snapped back violently, flinging him backward and creating a dangerous scene. Another dangerous situation, but luckily, he only suffered minor scratches. This guy is the perfect definition of good fortune. This highlights the importance of regularly inspecting and, when needed, removing old trees in public areas. Thankfully, no one was present when this occurred. In scenarios like these, serious injuries could have happened if someone had been nearby. While this man was making the last cut on the tree, it suddenly toppled over, knocking him off balance. Imagine the scenario. What could have led him to take such a risk? Cutting trees can indeed be a challenging and frustrating task. It's clear he needs to come up with a plan B, since plan A didn't quite go as expected. Observe how this logger ingeniously uses one tree to topple others, saving himself considerable effort and resources. When you first see this man, you might question his ability to handle this tree. The task looks overwhelming, but wait until you see what he pulls off. One thing you should never attempt while cutting a tree is trying to act like a crane yourself. Trust me, it almost never ends well. While trying to cut down a tree, this man's chainsaw became jammed in a branch unexpectedly. This footage showcases how dangerous and unpredictable logging work can be. Observe as things take an unexpected and risky turn. It's a final goodbye to the chainsaw because there's no way it could survive such a massive impact. Even the smallest branches can catch you off guard during logging tasks. It appears the tree landed on him. Perhaps running sideways would have been wiser to avoid such a scenario. Is this guy Thor or what? Trying to manage the weight of that log entirely on his own is not just impractical. Using a crane could have completely avoided this issue, as it's evident the tree branch was far too heavy for one person to manage alone. That's definitely the wrong way to load a tree. Attempting it in such a manner risks not only damaging the vehicle, but it also increases the likelihood of accidents during the operation. What an impressive display. This truly highlights skill and expertise at its best. Did you notice how those trees fell perfectly in sync? Achieving that level of precision isn't simple. To streamline his work, instead of manually cutting each crop, he mounted a chainsaw on a rotating base and dragged it along, allowing it to cut automatically. While this man was sawing a tree branch, it inadvertently got entangled with his safety line, just as it was coming down, putting him in a perilous position. Thankfully, he responded promptly and severed the rope before things escalated. Simply watching the smoke rise from this tree, you might not realize the intense combustion happening inside. Beneath the surface, this is courage and expertise at its finest. The sheer size of the tree is intimidating on its own, but witnessing it consumed by flames. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Falling trees can be extremely dangerous and unpredictable. Their enormous weight and size can lead to serious injuries or even loss of life if anyone happens to be in their path. This is a prime example of why standing beneath a falling tree is an incredibly bad idea. Transporting large and oversized logs through busy streets must be properly regulated and closely monitored by authorities to minimize accident risks and ensure public safety at all times. Watch as this man is caught completely off guard when he notices a squirrel on the pole he was about to start working on. His reaction, though, wasn't exactly funny for the squirrel. After this man completed cutting the tree, it stubbornly refused to fall, leaving him in a challenging predicament instead of backing down. When working with trees, you must always expect the unexpected. Take a look at this moment as a man tries to unload freshly cut logs when they unexpectedly tumble off the vehicle, leaving him completely stunned. There's nothing more exasperating than situations like this. Just when you think the task is almost finished, something unexpected occurs and completely disrupts your flow. This man chose a rainy day to cut down a tree, only to face one of the most chaotic and nerve-wracking experiences of his life. OHO. One of the riskiest tasks in logging is cutting down a burning tree. The chance of getting burned is extremely high, and the fire can spread rapidly without warning. Cutting down trees engulfed in flames requires extraordinary courage, working under such hazardous conditions. As this man attempted to cut down a tree branch, it unexpectedly fell in the opposite direction, crashing into his fence. While trying to remove a deeply rooted tree stump, the machine's hook unexpectedly broke, leaving the operators visibly shocked and scrambling to figure out what went wrong. Using a tool like that to fell this tree looks like a day-long struggle. It might be worth considering a faster, more effective solution. This is a clear reminder that logging can be highly unpredictable, even for seasoned professionals who have mastered their craft. I know. Did she really just use her bare hands to tear that wood apart? I have to admit, she's incredibly strong. and clearly has expertise in woodcutting. Watching this unfold in slow motion is mesmerizing. The way the tree gracefully swings as it falls creates a strangely hypnotic effect. A single moment of carelessness, and it's all over. Imagine working in an environment as hazardous as this. For a logger, one small mistake could mean ending up underwater, surrounded by logs and debris. It's a highly precarious scenario, but fortunately, this logger is equipped with a safety rope for protection. With this machine, transporting cut logs becomes almost effortless. Even steep slopes pose no challenge to its capability. It moves the logs with such ease, making the process significantly smoother for the loggers. This type of equipment truly revolutionizes efficiency. Now watch as this man finds enjoyment in his work, unaware that what he considers fun could easily result in a serious accident. Imagine what might happen if that branch snaps. What would his fate be then? After a windy night, this man woke up to find his property covered with fallen trees. They were scattered everywhere on power lines, fences, and even houses belonging to his neighbors, causing significant damage. This demonstrates the danger that unmaintained trees can pose, especially in areas where people live. Strong winds can turn large. Here's another example of strong winds bringing down a massive tree, causing it to crash onto power lines. Just look at the destruction it caused. These situations are not only hazardous. Thank you for watching. We truly appreciate you taking the time to watch our video all the way to the end. Your support means a lot to us. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. By subscribing to Heavy Tech Zone, you'll never miss out on our latest episodes and exciting updates. Stay tuned for more amazing content, and thank you for being a part of our journey.